Mr. Lynch likes only be forever. Good morning, Mr. Massimo, Mr. Simply. Mr. Massimo, Mr. Simply. Or simply, 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 dai. Stai there, not Lynch. It's April, it's April 25, 2026. It's Saturday. We need to do totally clear, totally clear, once again in this character in general, tutto semplice esterno, if se also with a one, light one, also so easy since 54 days, where in general this is one, and perhaps what is in fact this is one that simultaneously tutto semplice esterno, vice versa, it's in the afternoon, it's noon and 36 minutes, 64 and 45, 18 Celsius, and it's soft, quindi si può accedere silenzioso for the spring beer, se sta porta fuori silenzioso, si effect sometimes for yes, successivamente, so effect to area or come for yes for the parts, last pass some, last pass solo, last pass the winter now for the spring will come in. Yes, so the round of all the season, so better all the season, so welcome for yes for the parts, as you get the spring, practically 2 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, and 36 days ago, it was a Friday, March 20, 10 degrees in Italy, in particular in Italy, we entered in it at 10 1 a.m. Perhaps no difficult body sono un po' cinese positivo, a misura attuale si determina singolo sim, ma tra le sue attività si propose effective to Chinese better than for me, and then those two repetitions for the summer, the autumn, the winter, the fact of the summer is really for the winter. For the autumn, thinking not soft for the winter, just take all the that's già for the season, so be it casi cagite, la si perde le grisi, triste famiglia, così, ma figo bella, absolutamente copy, mette, no, not me at in general, mean more the people, in general, better say we can compare since perfectly practical 3 weeks since the weekend because in fact since those 3 practical between April 4 and 5 were the perfect climate temperate release for spring not only in Italy but in particular in this city, so very good, but for me behind this, for me in this period also in the previous on the past years always good. Instead, what's kind of situation generally for sure, something just for it's really beautiful, but this is in second reason ingegneria che per esempio si consiglia ripetici sicuro se ti vuole fare fare e quindi se importante atmosphere se ci vedi cioè se vi vuole those beautiful blue skies and golden sunshine all along the way. Also near my me. Everyone, have a great day. As you know, this is the way uno lo dono which Mr. Lynch and this is what they first in particular uno inizia solo in genere di full scarsa scienze scarsa scienze non sono in me and now ma is weird you can tell most of the يعني for the conscience between effect type general film make my weather about 30 hours in but also in a season maximum now and a half later compared to this and the fact that is in particular the sunshine came out is in the basis or now city things later is sunshine the first thing is like now single doesn't make a stack from the song better but if you think for the single and so was all me because you think it's a became a habitual man when last but some as episode for me anyway episode only when we feel thinking follows me was passando finger boy so tu sola, più bella mia, oh sola mia, sta in fronte a te, oh sola mia, sta in fronte a te, sta in fronte a me, nel venire, ma è sta in fronte a te, e si buscano per scena, sta in sta così, perché te sei rivita, si vede questa scena, su cui notate sulla mia ottoni, si vede quindi a sublime questa scena di tante senza, e magari se 3 days ago yesterday ago was the legendary Manuel Kant's birthday. In tutto di questa sera, and usually see a short, if you want to see a short type plotting, just in fact 3 days ago they get in wrapped, and I next hour I also, as a regular type wraps I also plotted, I upload also part 2. Oh yes, another thing is because I was so many bits it's impossible to do like this, so scene so che oh yes, evidentemente non scappato, non si vede bene, c'è corso, on entry moderna, 3 weeks ago, perché 3 stati, exactly 3 stati, no, si può, 4 weeks ago, yes, 4 stati ago, sono an hour later, last Saturday of March, was factory in, and non of them, sono scappati for other, for other 7 hours, and, yes, 10, 15 minutes, maximum 20 minutes, more or less, it's a couple of pretty different time, according to my judgment, I also lose the schedule, but in general, let's say, time. When, so, social media, quindi tutto questo in caso non si sono corti senza basta, non magari si sono sul birthday, o the best così, perché questa si perde, perché quando il forse non esiste was the best così, was a beautiful day of thing, on the beautiful painter, the ribbon, c'è stata tutta la base, the best così, io, quindi in questa internet se non ha come sono se c'è quanto tempo, questo momento, guarda, ma vediamo, ma non conosci come si vede questi web, quindi, non se non hai 5 years, see the new class on the class mix friends, and also fact that the cortina is white. Well, you know, in fact, if not, even better search out very this first video, which for you should do whether it's cut as a Japanese, as soon as you know it's cut as a perhaps not also an enemy do. Also, correct perspective. Also, when I place a shot signal, that's what the film is, but this is no last switch, so for the best così di tozzi che mi si per secondo anno di due foto che mi per te steps non so per essere settimo stato secondo la ultima mi sento in capito magari mi si corre mi dice mi si stile per tutti ma di ultimi si singolo 8 anni sono andato a scegliere tutto si certo si si fa che può fare di perché riesce so dei ma vado mi so è ma già adesso si vede che just sempre su tutti i diritti anzi mi si che potete per dare per questi due volevo ottenere due su tutte le persone mi per questi solo forse ne sono ripeto mi si che per la ultima serie da ripeto per secondo e poi questa crisi no si ripeto sono sicuro che oggi ripeto che cresce si che questo per e sono di ripeto just sempre si dice but those son Lucas better visible for me need sentire inizio a si quanto significa gente. Not to use this last october, non si porta di supporto del suo attivismo, non si deve just senza supportiamo servizio, sfagli lo sfritto, servito once again, ma tu sono always better visible for me, need sentire, quindi si shot responsibility, già shot. Non mi coltiva, non mi dico, sono forti, PG, successful, also is, già shot. since a few weeks there was also a new shot. Fact I film it on June 24th. Manga things was a Saturday, and manga things was also the birthday. Important that also it was also the birthday, the 80th birthday of legendary yet Michael Lontgen. Cinema certe minus con una sada. Mi sa Shinpix Sheriff's Department di Duma, or the contrary, in fact, viceversa, was assume one the other same thing or the same person, and among other things, I uploaded a few weeks ago, I uploaded my the video one, which is my first version of the track 3 community from Chronicity, was a truly masterpiece. Josie and Truman from Twin Peaks in particular, Twin Peaks Season 2, and I dedicated it to his 80th birthday, in fact, but for the fact that I uploaded it on, in fact, just a few weeks ago, to be as March 22, I dedicated it also to Master Angel Badalamenti's birthday, in fact, March 22, in this case, it went birthday, in this case, I should do much better me. He died on December 11, 2022, and also dedicated it to Mr. Lynch's birthday, 80th birthday, and January 20th birthday, 4 days before Michael Lonte, so from the fact it was originally dedicated only to Michael Lonte, now dedicated to all of them, all these 3 persons. But to end for the fact that practically I think between tomorrow and Monday, maximum Tuesday, but I think yes, not over the Monday, I upload also a video too, with other 2 versions, perhaps also 3, but next should be 2 versions, so I dedicated this video to also to John Chen or Josie Parker, also cioè me, one similar thing for the same person. John Chen's birthday is tomorrow, will be John Chen's birthday, to be precise 65th birthday, so, or 65th birthday, so a little better she turns 65 years, so I dedicated this video to also to her, and perhaps also another I interpreted another track for her, especially it's Harold's Team, in parentheses, Josie's Past, from the Twin Peaks archive. It's a slow version of Harold's Team, and but also with other variations. I do recommend it also the Harold Team, the original Team is from Rome, because it's really a masterpiece, and also these variations are really beautiful, so I filmed also this other interpretation. And yes, so but I think I'll upload it in the first weeks of me, it's impossible now. And so, for the month, for the first version of Jason Tuman, sì, non che buone channel, just recommend as a reference, also the second one, the lynch one, second channel. Yes, is the video is one of the last video uploaded, where I was saying with the new shot you can see the actual condition recovery, or better actual condition in December 7, 2004, in fact, since that they practice a main problem in the keyboard affecting is not in display. I also other with the problem, so better not the problem, but the main problem, I repeat this effect is not in display, and one day I better after fix it. Letting people have resumed what's the second idea? Posso andare in sistema? Posso andare in sistema, posso pesquisare? You will get back. It in general, it's not a tool, in fact not a tool for me, perché la si but one part is that it's very controversial, the amount of it was not a spontaneous with this is with tipo che ti in appartamenti di uso stesso, sempre che la cosa sono metti su stadio. Ma tu repeat, by the way, close area, not a tool, also for us, it's just story, just to call it 156 news. But, important English is saying that it's a main also be not also, again. It's just a absolutely. Si want to think of modern, yes, surely modern, yes, 1 year and 3-4 months. Adesso sto punto di think che proprio the reason about this the reason on Friday, and this si want to use the season, the usual like blue and white, for the last most important was for one of the blue and white, and if you like blue, and for our aspect also I take on new story, non ricordo, one thing that depending on the using it since week of 20 ago, we'll enter in, yes, we'll enter, and we'll enter in Monday, we'll enter in a week of 21 February, e si sceglie per prima, to one day, one time, singles with speech, and from this other, not sure so it's a joke, non solo tra disco, tra una certa, non lo fanno su due, disco, one, let's shop chip così. Allora Google chip shop così. Quindi un altro mistero c'è perché questo mistero in particolare, che mistero, dice, non esiste questo non si può finire, ricerca, non ripeti proprio. Todos os Bishop están haciendo una cosa veramente video. So short next wrestling. Diana Mons, singing with the function is Venus and Miss Fredetta. I was one is quick finish and I should say that it's not to la music si vuole così quasi esatto come il mese non c'è niente più fuori che ci Diana Mons e mi sa lo sai che sapete su conci di visita di Venus and then ci aspetta in su since it's not to three but in some weeks in some weeks or rumors and me just fucking us breakfast. Questa no, senti, questa video particolarmente, sì, che questi video ci vuole tutto fatto, ma non so questo mi dice, stanno sulla sfida, e che te vuole essere un settore, non è becco, a questo è mega mondo, se non ti mi si pazienza, non farebbe essere stato, oh, non garanzia, mi sa questo capire, si dice, non so che seguito davanti, si dice, cioè, mettesi, ora se lo prendo così, cioè, di cosa, di cosa, di cosa, di cosa, attraverso che mi dà da braccio, fa questo lo mangiù, di cose, super, I'll see you tomorrow, but continue to live. I will see. And now you think about repeat considering for last time because just for repeat for last time everything that was second is just for issue is a shame for this time like it the repeat is a shame for me to only be within that summation is a shame and since the second thing that was the third message is just for issue is a shame for this time it's a repeat as repeat is this episode it's impossible you have case to this session so you see it once again also the title Lili sublime con senso. Infatti, for this I do it in action. Other times, lo si ripete si lili sublime con senso.